consider this illustration, okay? You're in a boat. It gets hit by a torpedo, and the skipper and the captain and all the first mates are yelling, to the front, to the front. We have life rafts. We have life rafts up to the front. You're like, okay, everybody to the front. So everybody runs to the front of the boat where they have life rafts and safety preserves and all these things to get you out into the water safely before this boat sinks. And then the next thing you know, the skipper's like, you know what? No, I want to find out who shot the missile. We got to find out who hit us with the missile. The fraud missile. We'll say that's a fraud missile. Who hit us with that missile? So as the boat's sinking, the skipper and the first mates are all like, yeah, that's a good question. Who hit? And the boat's sinking. A few people jump on the life rafts that have been shown, that have been there, and they have life rafts available for you to get on and off the boat before it sinks, which is you, on small businesses. And they promised that if we came up front that they would give us these. Now they're saying they want to find out who hit the boat with the torpedo, who hit us with the fraud. So instead of saving the small businesses, they're letting the boat sink and the small businesses all go with them. And only a few got out on board with it. While the skippers and the first mates are sitting in a plush yacht out there saying, we still can't figure out who hit us with that missile. Does that sound like your grant? Does that sound like the Congress and the senators saying, let them sink? Yeah, we promised them a life raft on this, but we don't need to give it to them. We want to find out who hit us with that missile so they don't hit us again. Or should they just go ahead and save who they can and put them on the lifeboats and give them the preserves that they promised them? It's just an analysis, guys. Hey, it's good to see you here today. Thanks for watching Speak and See. I hope you like and subscribe, and let's go on forward with this. Hey, we want a 10K. Yeah. Hey, we want a 10K. Ladies and gentlemen, it is good to see you today, and I want to thank you all for watching the Speak and See show, the channel that goes right forward and straight into the eye of the tornado and gets your SBA grants for you. And I want to thank you all for watching right now. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Guys and girls, we have Congress and the Senate shaking in their boots. And you know what? They are finally getting it that they cannot stop us. They cannot stop us. Why? Because they've tried stopping us as diehard Republicans that are just pushing a narrative that's not correct. Then they tried stopping us as you hard left liberals that are pushing a narrative that is socialist and untrue. And now they're trying to stop us as business owners. Really, both Republican and Democrat business owners that are actually speaking the facts and the truth of the case of what's actually happening to the American people. And they're realizing they can't stop it. They can't stop it because the Speak and See channel is out there saying, we're not hard right, we're not hard left, and if we are, we're still small businesses that are in the same boat, and we did not get what you promised us to get. So they're shaking in their boots because they're realizing they're bringing forth facts with progressive senators coming up on board saying, yeah, no, they're right. Progressive Republicans coming on board saying, yeah, what they're saying is right, because the ones that are in there right now, the senators and congressmen that are in there right now are not doing what they promised you. So we're bringing forward the next group of up and comings to you saying, you guys better get with the show. I'm talking to you senators out there. You know who I'm talking to, Rubio, you. As Alan Ellison joined us yesterday and pointed out the facts that were going straight up into his face saying, dude, where you at? Where you at, Rock? Where you at? You know, I'm just saying, we are transparent. The Congress is finally realizing that the truth cannot be stopped because it's all of us that have been shunned, ignored by people like Schumer, Pelosi, Nidhi Velasquez, Ben Cardin, Maxine Waters, Sherrod Brown. Jackie Rosen has not ignored us, but she really hasn't been pushing as hard as she could. We know you, Jackie Rosen, can push harder right now because we have up-and-coming senators that are ready to push harder. If it was election day tomorrow, we would be talking a different ball game, wouldn't we? Yes, we would. We would. So United we stand together. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, whip, whatever you want to call yourself, a little bit of both and a lot of none. Here, right here. A little bit of Republican, a little bit of Democrat, and a lot of neither of them. I just don't like politics. Now that they see that we are serious about what we're doing, and the media is starting to take attention to what is going on behind closed doors with the SBA regarding the Senate, they're starting to shake in their shoes. We will not go quietly. The next thing that we are doing is exposing those that have hidden our money. They've hidden your money. Let me tell you what they are afraid of. The Congress and Senate is afraid of this, and the SBA is afraid of this. They are afraid of coming out and saying, you are a fraud. Let's put this in a little bit of perspective to all your small businesses out there. How many of you small businesses actually believe there are millions and millions of small businesses that are frauds? They're not. We're not. But they're saying we are in their own little way. It's time to call out them as the fraud. It's time. Your elected officials are saying that they have flagged you as a fraud. They have flagged you as a fraud, and until you prove you're not, then you're not getting a dime. And here's where we're standing at. They have come at us, the Congress and senators have come at us with their pens behind closed doors and their attorneys litigating in text how they're going to write this next bill out or transcript out to keep you from getting paid anything, and putting the responsibility on you and taking the weight off of themselves, saying that you're the problem, not us. We're in office now. Let us just go ahead and write out this litigation to keep you silent and keep you down. No way. And stopping your money, they're coming directly at you saying, you guys are the fraud, and there's nothing you can do about us calling you a fraud. Now, we're not going to come out in the open and say, you are a fraud. We're going to say there's been fraud. But when you say that there's 40% of those applicants out there that are looking to be frauds, then you're calling the 40% of us frauds. Maybe 5%. Come on, let's keep it real. But when you're saying 40%, now here we go. Once again, they're saying it's not the government that's doing anything wrong. You can trust us. The people of America trust us. No, they don't. No, we don't. We're smarter than that. So if you're trying to establish trust, this is not how we're going about it. No more. And now that COVID, let me move that to the forefront, has killed over 500,000 people in the United States, and they still have not given you your Eidl grants while people in your family may be dying of this disease. Suicide happening at rampant rates. Why? Because people cannot afford to pay their bills. Because people that were promised money are not getting it. So here's where I need to go with this. No more lies. No more waiting. Give the small businesses of America their Eidl grants now, before you become more of the problem than the solution. And right now, we have Americans that are paying taxes for this grant to go out to the small businesses right now, including the small businesses. You are investing in America. We'll find out who shot the torpedoes later. But right now, you're reneging on your promises, the Senate. And also, I want to call out, I have to call out Warnock and Ossoff of Georgia. I have to call them out right now and say that we need to hammer them. We need to call Warnock and Ossoff of Georgia, the senators who just replaced the Republican senators who were saying, yes, we've got your backs. We even called Warnock's and their offices up, and they said, yes, we agree. We've got your back for the small business. And they were all on board saying, let's do it. Let's do it. Eidl grants, for sure. And where are they now? because we don't want to fall into the same trap. We elected, it was an old administration, the Republicans, that we had the blame. We had them to blame before the last election. We removed them. They're out. Now the Democrats are to blame, and what are they doing? They're trying to say, okay, well, we got this over here for the restaurants, and they're trying to throw all this stuff on the media like they're doing a great job for the small businesses, when the truth of the matter is the higher percentage out there are suffering. And Schumer and all these highly exposed senators in the Democratic Senate and Congress are saying, look at all the great stuff we're doing over here. And the media is like, yeah, look at all the great stuff they're doing, while the small business owners are depending on smaller channels like this to expose the truth. And the majority of small businesses saying, we're suffering, people. We are suffering, and people are still dying, and we still can't open our businesses 100%. So we're taking losses every day to try to be responsible for this pandemic, and we're getting screwed by these same people that are out there showboating, saying, look at all we're doing. Schumer, you're lying. Velasquez, get with the program. Pelosi, what's up? Don't be trying to put this in a new bill to say, hey, we got another $50 billion that you're not going to get, but we're going to say you're going to get it so that you can sign off on this $3 trillion bill. No more of those games. We're not going further into debt. Maybe a few billion into debt to get the money that you promised us for the Eidl grants, but that's it. Let's call it a duck. I want to give a shout out to Jason McElhone. Keep on screaming, keep on shouting. And behind closed doors, people, you see what's going on? Because once in a while a video pops up, they're like, you did what? You got what? Yeah, that's right. They're hearing us loud and clear now. And now we're seeing investigation after investigation, which I already have told you about, investigation happening. Now it's coming out. It's being exposed, which we had hushed before. We had kept quiet before because we didn't have all the facts, and we didn't want to we didn't want to taint what was really happening. But now that they're coming out and exposing it, what is really happening, we can say, yeah, told you so. So, I would just want to say once again, like, subscribe, and let you know right now that things are going on behind the scenes with media outlets. We're looking to get media outlets here in Tampa as well. Fox and ABC are being contacted with right now. As we speak, things are going on. And the Eidl grants will either be, one, exposed to be the biggest fraud. The Eidl grants and loan program will be the biggest fraud since Watergate. Or two, can we get past this and give people the 10K? Can we just put this thing to bed? I just want to bring back to everybody's attention. If you were not here during this earlier Speak and See days when we were really pushing the Georgia election, remember Ossoff and right over here and Warnock right here? What was going on? Loeffler and Perdue were not getting it done for the grant, right? So we called up Ossoff and we called up Warnock and we said, hey, are you going to get us our Eidl grants? What do you think about that? And they said, yes, we agree. Get the Eidl grants. You guys deserve the Eidl grants. Let's get them to you. Hey, Ossoff. Hey, Warnock. Where are you at? Did you lie to us, or are you going to help us get S513 on the floor now? Just to bring this back up, I just want to let you guys know that we need to contact these guys right here. Get in touch with them now. Let's do it. Let's get this thing done, man. Let's quit playing games. Everybody, I need you to call these guys, Ossoff and Warnock. Here's the number to the Capitol. You ask for Ossoff and Warnock and say, hey, I thought you were going to get Eidl grants back on the table. I thought you were going to get us our 10K for the small businesses. Congress, senators, can we just put this thing to bed? Take it to the floor. Take S513 to the floor. Guys, get with Warnock today and Ossoff of Georgia and tell them you want S513 on the floor and that you voted in, they were voted in specifically for the small businesses to touch on this subject that we're speaking of now. Now, if they don't want to do this, we will get up on the internet with them. And I'm sorry, I am not going Republican or Democrat on this. I am going small business on this. I'm bipartisan. I'm allowed to be that way. I ain't in office. I am allowed to be this way. Once again, I want to thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe. And if you haven't watched that video yesterday with the Senator Alan Ellison, progressive senator of Florida, looking to unseat Rubio. Remove Rubio, however he wanted to hashtag that, I forget. But it was a beautiful conversation. It was nice to meet him, and I want to thank him again, once again, for joining us here on Speak and See. And I want to thank you all for watching right now. Like, subscribe, and hey, I want my 10K. Somebody, give it to me. Somebody, give it to me. Somebody.